Let's get started. Let's create a data science project together. That's the whole point of this series, right? Today is the kickoff. But the whole point of the series is that we collectively are gonna make a data science project. I'm gonna be the general guide, and I'm gonna be relying on all of you for feedback. But the entire point is that we are gonna build a project end to end. We're also gonna take a professional view to it. I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna try to cite as often as possible where I learned or where I used these different items, right? Like where I see these items used. But I'm gonna show you a professional view to taking a project from end to end. All right? So, right off the bat, we're gonna start off with some audience participation, okay? Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're expecting today to see code, to see models, to see libraries, to see Python, all that good stuff, right? Give me a 1 in the chat. I'll give you a little time, but give me a 1 in the chat. No one's gonna call on you. So if you're, maybe you didn't introduce yourself, easy way for you to participate, right? Give me a 1 in the chat if you're expecting Python and models and libraries, data, right? Give me a 1. Give me a 1 in the chat. All right, there's some ones coming in. All right. Zeneb, Enos. All right, a lot of 1s in the chat. All right, last call for votes here, guys. Last call for votes. Who else wants to vote? Maybe you didn't introduce yourself. Maybe you're shy. All you have to do is give me a 1, right? Nice way for you to participate, right? All right, I'm seeing lots of 1s. Ramon, Unstoppable. Anybody else? Last call, 10 seconds. All right. So if you gave me a 1 in the chat, wrong. So pat yourself on the back if you gave me a 0 in the chat. Because one of the things that we're quickly going to realize is that there is a lot of planning that goes into a project. Running a professional data science project is completely different than the data science tools, right? So I see a lot of you that gave me 0s. Congratulations. That's exactly the right approach. Because it takes a lot of planning and a lot of organization to do a data science project. And on top of that, there's also the client side of it, right? There's the client side of it. There's the obligations, the promises that we make to the client, the promises that the client makes to us, right? And none of the serious data science work, the actual work of a data scientist, can really begin unless we actually take the time to do all this, right? So I'm still seeing some 1s come in the chat. But again, that is not what today is about. Today is about some of the setup and some of the work that goes into producing a professional project. So when you see these charts or these other things, I saw one just yesterday on LinkedIn. When you see these charts about how to learn data science and this is a project, forget all of that. That's amateur hour. That's not what I want to teach you guys. I want to teach you how it's done at a very high professional level. So today we're going to see no code. We're not going to see any tools. We're not even going to talk about anything of that. We're going to talk about how we set ourselves up to continue the planning that needs to go into a project. Okay? So let me bring up my classroom view and let's get started with the slides. All right. So I prepared a bit of a deck for us. Sometimes we'll be working from a deck. Sometimes we'll be working with the online whiteboard and all that, right? So today I want to talk to you about, well, we're gonna do two sections today. So in this section, I want to talk to you about the philosophy of what we're doing. I want to have a kickoff, and then I'm also going to share the class agenda with all of you. All right. So here's the philosophy of what we're doing. We're done learning, right? We're done learning. We are now a professional data science team, and we are going to do the actual work of a data scientist. But that includes a lot of planning. That includes a lot of project management, stakeholder management, discussions, ideas, right? This is how these projects are done. There's no shortcuts, guys. All right? You guys know that I despise the content out there that promises shortcuts and hacks and all that. None of that here. Okay? And then the third thing, as I said, very important, data science tools and even the techniques is completely different from a data science project. And we are here to do a project, and those projects have different components, different aspects that we need to manage. And that's what we're going to talk about today. All right? I teach with the Socratic method, so I'm going to be asking questions in the chat and throughout the course, and I encourage you to participate because that helps you and it also helps the other people see the questions and answers, right? So I may challenge you on some answers, but that's kind of the whole point of the Socratic method. And then you will not be ready for a job after this series. I never promise that. I never promise that to everyone. Data science goes way beyond any single course. And you will have to do additional work on your own. Very critical to your own personal development. Okay? All right, so here's the kickoff.